Hey guys, today we're talking about the worst perks in Starfield. These are the perks that you should avoid taking, as they're either useless or not worth the investment. 1. Nutrition. The nutrition perk makes food and drink more effective, but it's pretty useless. Food and drink already don't give you much health, and they weigh a lot too. So even if you rank nutrition up to 4 and get a 50 increase to food and drink effectiveness, it's still not worth it. Let's do some math and say that a base level apple gives you 10 health. With rank 4 nutrition, that apple would give you 15 health, but an apple also weighs 0.5 pounds. So for every 1 pound of apples you carry, you're only getting 30 health. That's not a very good trade-off. You're much better off carrying around med packs or stim packs instead. They weigh less and give you much more health. 2. Gymnastics. This perk grants you the ability to do a combat slide. It looks cool, but it's not very useful. The combat slide is slow and clunky, and it's much easier to just use your jetpack to get around. Even if you do manage to pull off a combat slide, it's not very effective. You're still vulnerable to attack while you're sliding, and it's easy for enemies to dodge you. 3. Commerce. This perk makes you buy and sell items for more credits. But in the long run, you'll be making so much money from quests and selling legendary items that this perk becomes useless. And vendors often won't have enough credits to buy your stuff anyway. The commerce perk is only really useful in the early game, when you're struggling to make credits. But once you start progressing through the game, you'll quickly find that you're making more credits than you can spend. 4. Surveying. This perk increases your zoom level and scan range, but it's not worth the investment. The zoom level increase is negligible, and you'll find out what's on a planet or ship soon after landing there anyway. The surveying perk is only really useful if you're trying to spot something specific from a distance, such as a rare mineral or a hidden enemy camp. But even then, it's usually easier to just fly closer to get a better look. 5. Scanning. Scanning is far from the worst perk in the game, but it's not worth taking either. It saves you time by giving you information about a planet or ship before you land on it or board it. But boarding a ship is still worthwhile, even if the ship itself isn't worth stealing, and you'll find out much of what's on a planet soon after landing there anyway. The scanning perk is only really useful if you're trying to avoid getting into a fight. For example, if you scan a ship and see that it's heavily armed, you can choose to avoid it altogether. Those are the 5 worst perks in Starfield. Avoid taking these perks, and instead focus on perks that will give you a significant advantage in the game. Consider your playstyle. What kind of character do you want to play? A stealthy sniper? A heavily armored tank? Once you know what kind of character you want to play, you can choose perks that will complement your playstyle. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could take a moment to hit that subscribe button below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by hitting the like button if you found it helpful. Your support really means a lot to me, and it helps me create more valuable content like this in the future.